akala nyo ay tapos na ang Tecno when it comes to releasing their new phones? Hindi pa. This time guys, they are launching officially in the Philippines the TECNO CAMON 30 series. Hey guys, it's your Tech Girl Mary and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Yes, we will be talking about the newest TECNO CAMON 30 Premier 5G. But I also have here the TECNO CAMON 30 5G. Actually, they are launching 3 phones on this series. Yung isa po ay TECNO CAMON 30 Pro, which is what I don't have right now. But that's okay. Actually, very rare nilang nilo-launch or dinadala sa Pilipinas yung Premier. But this time, sa wakas, dinala nila dito. If you guys recall, itong Premier 5G, I saw it in MWC in Barcelona. That was back in February. Sobrang ganda ng phone na yon nung nakita ko in person. And buti na lang talaga, sinama nila to sa dinala dito sa Pilipinas. Before we unbox the Premier, gusto ko lang ipakita yung difference ng kanilang box. Medyo kanipisan lang yung budget phone nila na to. Tapos yung Premier, mas makapal. And this is how the TECNO CAMON 30 5G looks like. Grabe, probably one of the nicest looking budget phone I've seen so far this year. And to be honest, mas gusto ko yung design nito kaysa doon sa Premier. Although medyo magkahawig lang naman sila. Pero grabe, tignan nyo, iba yung pagkaputi niya. Anyway, let me set this aside dahil hindi ito yung focus ng video natin. But of course, the Premier. From the box, you can see that this has a 60x hybrid zoom and of course, a Sony IMX890 sensor. Yung SRP ng Premier, obviously, ito yung pinakamahal. So, expected na rin to na over 20,000 siya. To be exact, it's 23,999 pesos and this is available for one variant, which is what my review unit is, that comes with a 512 gig of storage and 12 gig of RAM. Actually, extended siya, so it's a total of 24 gig. Anyway, ang dami kong sinasabi, let's do a quick unboxing. Kung mapapansin nyo, may nice touch of Camon branding on the sides. We have here the phone and of course yung list of specifications that the brand wants to highlight. I got it in lava black. Anyway, setting this aside, we also got another smaller box. And here we have, of course, tempered glass, warranty card, and of course, a really nice case. It's a hard type of case, hindi siya leather, but to be honest, hindi na ako magrereklamo considering na yung competition only provides cheap cases, yung iba nga minsan wala pa. We also got the TECNO 70 watts power brick, the USB-C cable, at syempre hindi ko makakalimutan yung panundot natin. Alright, so the design of the TECNO CAMON 30 Premier 5G is in leather. But hindi siya buong leather, may certain part lang siya. And 20% part of it is non-leather that gives a really nice accent. Tapos pag nilagyan mo pa ng case, lalo siyang magmumukhang camera kapag ito ay nakaganito. Now, if you guys want to know how the white version of this one looks like, again, it looks like the TECNO CAMON 30. Hindi po siya leather. So, dalawa yung version nito. But again, only this black one is coming out here in the Philippines. It's black but not boring. It looks elegant. And what's important is hindi siya madulas gamitin. But what intrigues me is yung right indicator light on the top left part, which reminds me of cameras when you are recording. Speaking of that, they actually have a collaboration with DJI Philippines. So, nung pinadala yung review units ko, kasama itong DJI Osmo Mobile SE. Because again, this whole series of them is really focused on its camera capabilities. And in all fairness, kahit na nirevamp nila yung overall design na tong CAMON 30 series nila in general, I honestly cannot complain much. They really improved their design nicely. Now, in terms of build quality, kung maaalala nyo rin dati, hindi ganun kaganda yung pakiramdam paghawak yung TECNO CAMON 20 series. This time, they opted for a metal frame and again with a faux leather back, giving the device a bit more weight and heft to it. Now, in terms of the buttons, wala po siyang headphone jack, which is kind of what I expected already. It also has a stereo setup with Dolby Atmos. Actually, meron din siyang IR blaster on top. Now, I'm sure you guys already had enough stuck with its design. Ito na yung pinaka-inaabangan nyo sa part ng phone na to, which is the camera performance. Obviously, this is a camera-centric smartphone and has the most versatile set of cameras among the series. And to set your expectations, it's been mostly positive. So, ito yung specs muna bago ko ibigay sa inyo yung naging overall thoughts ko sa camera performance niya. So, yung main camera is a 50 megapixels with a Sony IMX890 sensor. This also has an OIS. The ultra-wide naman is still 50 megapixels, but this time it's a Samsung ISOCELL JN1 sensor. And lastly, the telephoto lens is also a 50 megapixels, same sensor with its ultra-wide lens. Actually, lahat sila ay 50 megapixels, including the front camera. And if you are really into the specs sheet, you might want to take note as well that according to TECNO, this phone of them specifically is the very first smartphone that has a dedicated Sony CXD 5622GG imaging chip. So yes, again, hardware-wise, it really is impressive on paper. Isa rin sa pinagmamalaki nila yung 60 times hybrid zoom, which is powered by a Polar Ace chip, from where I will also share with you the photos in a while. Now, we took the camera out for a week to test out, of course, its real-world camera capabilities. Overall, I think in terms of exposure and contrast, they are really good, especially in daylight. Wala akong nakitang mga issues when it comes to blown-out highlights as well. And I think where the TECNO CAMON 30 Premier 5G really shines is during the low-light performance. According to them, it uses an ultra night vision technology. At the same time, again, it has an OIS on its main camera. The photos are brighter, clear, and again, most of it is captured really well. At the same time, I think the AI scene recognition feature really helps when it comes to detecting the subject of the photo and adjust the camera settings accordingly. Mapa-landscape man yan, pet, food, or even portraits. It will automatically analyze the scene and enhance the image accordingly. Now, what I find a bit weird is the 100 megapixel option on the user interface. Again, the main camera only or can capture 50 megapixels maximum. Now, there is also a 3 times zoom periscopic camera, which can really help you to go really close to your subject. Medyo saturated lang ng konti yung output as compared to its main camera. What's important is it's still sharp and detailed. Now, in terms of the ultra-wide, I have to say most mid-range phones to budget devices, hindi talaga ganun kataas ang expectations ko. Most of the time, it's always the flagship phone that gives the best ultra-wide images. But this time, I am again surprised na maganda yung naging output. Now, when it comes to taking selfies, actually maganda yung kinalabasan. You have an option to go a bit wider, especially when you are taking group photos. Now, where the front camera also really shines is the capability to shoot up to 4K at 60 FPS videos. There is also an ultimate video enhancement option wherein you can turn this on or turn this off while taking videos, and even while the ultra steady is turned on. Well, according to the brand, this will help you improve your video quality more. Napansin ko when this is turned on, there is a bit more brightness to it. My only issue is, I guess, this could have been better if we can also shoot in 4K at 60 FPS with the video ultimate enhancement turned on. Now, when it comes to video recording, this also lets you shoot 4K at 60 FPS, and this is for all of its cameras. Personally, I like the output of the main camera and telephoto lens, which is kind of what I expected already, but what really surprised me is the output of the ultra-wide lens. Though this doesn't have a dedicated OIS, but it still lets you use the ultra steady on. But of course, mababawasan lang ng konti yung dynamic range. Now that you guys already know that the TECNO CAMON 30 Premier 5G can really perform in terms of cameras, how about the display? In terms of brightness, hindi siya yung pinaka-bright for its price, but for me, it's bright enough to view comfortably even under the sun. And to be specific, this has a 6.8 0.77-inch of AMOLED display, which is to me has a very impressive visual experience. I think the 120Hz refresh rate also helped when it comes to its overall user experience. It has the usual vibrant colors, deep blacks, and really good clarity. And I really hope they won't make their premier variant to be specific in the future a curved display. Dahil most devices these days, guys, ganito yung gawain nila kapag medyo high-end doon sa series. Prefer ko talaga yung ganito, lalong-lalo na when it comes to streaming or kaya naman intense gaming sessions. You also get to adjust the colors sa settings niya, but out of the box, the colors are set to a more toned-down setting. At the same time, under that, you also have the option to adjust the color temperature. Now, under the display, it has a fingerprint reader. As usual, it is responsive and most of the time accurate. Though it is a bit placed lower than the usual fingerprint sensors. So to me, it's not the ideal placement, but they have naman a facial recognition in case na hindi nyo to gustong gamitin. Now, lastly, for the overall performance, pasensya na guys kung pagsasamahin ko na lahat dito yung chipset, battery, and charging kasi yung focus naman talaga ng video natin is the camera performance. Now, powering the Camon 30 Premier 5G is a MediaTek Dimensity 8200 Ultimate processor. Again, paired with a 12GB of RAM. I noticed it handled even the most demanding tasks. Mapag-gaming man yan, multitasking, or browsing the web. It's smooth and responsive, just the right performance for its mid-range positioning. This also has a dedicated gaming mode, allowing users, guys, na maayos nyo yung performance settings niya, like the brightness level, adjust the screen sensitivity for a more optimal gaming experience. At the same time, it also has a 10-layer cooling system, which is, according to the brand, is the most sophisticated thermal management solution to date. Now, since this phone is really thick, makapal siya, guys, and it houses a 5,000 mAh of battery, which is again just the right amount of battery for this price point. I had no problems when it comes to running out of power. This phone was able to cover it with a long-lasting battery life throughout the day. Competitive din naman yung charging capability niya, which is 70 watts. Bundled din siya with a 70 watts power brick. Yes, medyo may define doon kasi minsan bundled siya ng fast charging power brick pero yung phone is only capable of certain number. And during our testing, it took us 34 minutes of charging to reach 100%. Charging also improved dahil kung maaalala nyo, yung Premier last year is only capable of 45 watts. Anyway, overall, since mahaba na yung video natin, I really think the TECNO CAMON 30 Premier stands out as a smartphone with an impressive blend of aesthetics, really good camera performance, and a nice overall user experience. Although, syempre, hindi naman perfecto yung phone, there are still areas that needed to be improved. Like, of course, the software support. Wala kasing minention si TECNO when it comes to hanggang kailan nila ibibigay yung updates. So yes, right now, that's the only thing I can nitpick. It really is a good phone. It's also competitively really good. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section. Again, it's your Tech Girl Mary, and see you on our next video. Bye!